Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And wait, before we get into this too far, take a look. I took all of the orange and sent them to one side, all the blues off to the other, and then basically started the first two things and got it in a knot just to hold it in place because that's what this one needs. This was a blindsided creation. This was so much fun to make. This is what, blindsided creation number 23? I don't remember the pattern number. Wait, let's see if I can find that because that might make a difference for somebody here. Nope. Somehow I didn't write it down. I'm sorry, guys. But I'll insert it. I'll find it somewhere and do it. This was so much fun to make. It's a little bit fiddly because of the way that the black sort of is like in every other one thing. It sort of takes away from the fun of segment knotting. There are parts that you can, and if you watch, you'll see I totally get into doing that. But it was just, I had so much fun with the colors in this. I think I mentioned in the pattern making, right? Did I say that yesterday? Something about the fact that I wasn't sure about you doing the colors because I could do it in others. I think I'm going to try it again with different colors. This is very close to the original pattern. I do think I'm going to try it with something else. But I think I want to do it in a double, right? And I'm kind of torn between, do I just do a double or do I do it as a double as a tube, right? Because both of those could be very, very different. If I do it as a double, then one side or the other always joins up and you'll have the box. If I do it as a double and a tube, it will always join together as boxes for both of them coming all the way down. And so there's the dilemma, like both could be very, very interesting. And both are very, very different. And so there's of course, my dilemma. But yeah, I definitely want to do a double with this one. The whole time I was making it, that was part of my thought that was going on with this. Yeah, absolutely just delightful to make. There's just like right here, the dark one, long sweeping row. Then the blue one, long row, gets the end, bounces back. And then it goes into that little chunky thing where it's less fun. It's not terrible. I don't want to give the wrong impression. It doesn't always have to be nice long sweeping rows in order to enjoy bracelet making. In fact, though, I think it's because it breaks it up like that actually makes the pattern interesting to look at. So that's sort of cool. Yeah. I'm not sure which colors would make it the most interesting with going with a white instead of the black. But I might even kind of subscribe to the idea of trying that. So maybe if we're going to do a double, maybe we do a double and a tube. The double, well, not sure which one. One of them, maybe we make it with the emphasis to be on a light color and the other one to be the dark color. And I have to kind of look at how that one would affect the other. But so as far as segmenting, take a look how I brought that one black row all the way down. That kind of was the best usage of that. And then when I make this corner right here, I can bring the black out to bring these down, and then it's long sweeping rows again. So there are elements in here where I did try to make it go as seamless as possible. So there you go. That's a thing. Oh, doubling this thing, the one thing that is a little bit weird will be the fact that when you put two together, and I don't know if you've watched my previous, I did a whole series on doubles, and of course, if I make this, it'll get added to that playlist. But when you put two things together, you get one additional row. Now, right now, that the center of the blue is that orange, right? If you put two of these together, that it becomes three across and three down, which means there's a knot in the center of that. It turns out that knot would be one of the blacks, but it's there. It will change a little bit of how the overall feel of this thing is, just because that's just kind of different, you know. There's the only kind of way of getting out of having that dot there would be if you leave it as a gap. If you bring the blacks off to the side and like don't tie them in a knot and hide it, which is a possibility that could look different and kind of cool. But I just want to toss that out there in case it hadn't crossed your mind. What would happen if you want to try to beat me to the punch and make this as a double before I get to it? So there's a thing. I'm not trying to race you guys. It's a thing in case you hadn't thought about it. It's there. Now you can think about it and you can work with it how you want. So yeah, I get to the point where I get to that orange, bring the black down. Then I do the thing where the blue goes back and forth. And now I can bring the other black down for a straight row. Again, it's kind of looking ahead, see where things go, and you know, taking full advantage of it. It's uh, it's a thing. It makes it faster, makes it a little bit easier. Um, but yeah, this really was a fun bracelet overall. There was no having to look at the pattern. Like once I had to kind of, get things started in the right way because you're not even doing a full block to begin with, right? But then once I got into the blue one and I saw how that was going, I just kind of worked it. And then um, at one point, I was like, wait a second, what's the middle? Because I kind of forgotten about that. Uh, Kind of zoomed out on the pattern, saw where I was, figured out what was going to happen. I'm like, okay, got it. And then the only time I had to go back to really kind of to see where anything was in the pattern was to where I was going to end it, right? Because you have to excuse me, I've been drinking soda. To make sure I ended at the right spot because I like the symmetry, right? Otherwise, you could just keep this pattern kind of going almost endlessly. But yeah, it just goes so easy. It's so much fun. And like I said, like I am genuinely excited about trying this again and trying it with some more colors and seeing what kind of interesting vibe we can change with this. So yeah, that's I don't know when I get to make it. Like a lot of things are scheduled, so I don't know when that'll be. But hey, this is sort of the middle of the video here. So let me thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members for making this possible. Obviously, I go through a bunch of string here, and you guys help me get it. So thank you. You keep the channel going. It's been, I don't even know how long I've actually been like a bracelet making channel, but it's been a long time. And we're up to like almost 450 videos, just videos. That's not live streams as well. Like all in live streams and all, we're over 750. I got an email from I forget which one it is, but something sent me an email said you have 750 videos. And I was like really excited about that. But that's live streams as well. But yeah, we're almost 450 videos so far. That's kind of exciting to me. I can't even blows my mind, honestly. I just, at this point, I just want to make things and show you guys things. And like this, I was so excited about making this. It was so different from my normal bracelets. I was so curious as to what I would discover in the making of it. Part of what I discovered was how to break it into segments that made it go effortlessly. And yeah, that was pretty neat. Um, Having a pattern that was so enjoyable, that was neat. I didn't expect that at all. I didn't expect that this was just going to be just so much fun. It's 12 strings, by the way. Um, I don't remember how long it took. I don't think it took very long. Um, I really think I just got into a zone and went at it. And yeah, it was definitely pretty cool. Um, I get all excited and get all into like and just spilling out all these things, and then it's like I kind of lose track of like all the things I wanted to talk about and all the things that were, on my mind. And I distract myself with the fact that I almost always forget to thank the Patreon and the YouTube members. Um, but that's important to me. It's super important to me that I do thank them, because the channel means the world to me. I don't know what I would do with myself if I didn't have this. And yeah, and you guys make it all happen. You guys are the reason I'm here. Every single little view um, just just makes me feel good, makes me glad to do what I do. And I'm getting new tools, guys. I'm getting in a bunch of different things that's going to make doing some of this stuff more exciting and a little bit more fun. Some of it will be more of the behind the scenes stuff, um, but some of it will be actually used in videos and stuff. I suspect. We'll see. Some of it's and one of the things is for the live stream. Really excited about that. Like if I can get that kind of tuned in a little better. Ooh, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Really, really exciting. So yeah. Um, I feel like it's all teasers all of a sudden. I didn't mean to go that way, guys. I've I've been recently. I saw a doctor, and they told me that I've been having problems with being manic, and which is awesome because I'm super creative when I'm manic, and I have a lot of fun making stuff when I'm manic. The problem is there's always a downside to it, and so I'm taking medication that will help me to not be manic, but I'm still on the tail, the comet tail of manic. And so it's making it difficult to hold on to thoughts really well. And I'm busy already, like all these cool things that I want to do and stuff that I want to show you guys and build and make and stuff. And it's making it really hard to stay on track of just one thought at a time. And I apologize. It's not how I want to be. It's just part of who I am. Or well, it's part of who I'm trying not to be, I guess, through via the meds. So yeah, I'll calm down here soon. Hopefully, get back to relative normal. Um, so yeah, that's hopefully I still keep enough creativity that I can come up with making a lot more fun things. But and this being a blindside creation, send me your ideas for patterns. Um, just let me know how many strings it is so I can get the template up and ready. Tell me how many strings, tell me the pattern number, and which website it came from. And I will let the world know that you sent me something. And yeah, It can be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's do that. Um, yeah, this is the last blue one, and then there's just a little bit of orange left. So not a lot more here going on. I really did have fun making this, guys. I hope I inspired you guys to want to give this one a try. It was a lot of fun. Oh, and by the way, I just said I would blast whoever sent it. It was my Newtcraft who sent me this pattern, and yeah, I can see why. It's not my normal pattern. Oh, and by the way, I did have to change the direction on the long blues and the long oranges and the blacks at some point to make sure that they didn't run out. So I might have been able to go all the way, might have, because I cut my string in thirds. But just to be safe, just to have that comfort, there are two of the dark oranges, there are two of the dark blues, and there's plenty of the black in this. So exchanging them partway through, like past the halfway point, just made sense. So I did do that. That was that was something I was meant to remember, and remembering at the last moment here. So yeah, if you stuck around, you get the bonus tips. There you go. So yeah, um, yeah, it's really, really, really close to the end now. Oh, and it says an interesting thing here too. The blue, instead of kind of bouncing back, it shoots over and it allows it to having all the blue on one side. So you end up with the tassels being a blue tassel and an orange tassel, which I thought was pretty cool. I like that a lot. So it also made starting it off kind of easier too, having it with all of the blues on one side, all the oranges on the other. It's kind of cool. But here it goes. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.